Good evening, everyone. This is Leke Ajiboye. This is another Sunday. Faith and Finance with Oyeleke Ajiboye. Thank you for joining us today also. Last week we had a very fantastic time. And I told you I was going to get somebody to come and give me moral support and energy, Towards the middle of last week's podcast, I was getting tired. I underestimated church service in the morning, this thing and all that. So I have somebody with me this evening that would help me to have a much more lively conversation. And that is not that person than my wife, Oluwadamilala Ajiboye. I'm sure you can see, you can see the energy already. Okay, this is Faith and Finance with Oyeleke Ajiboye. Thank you for joining us today. And this program comes up every Sunday, 7 p.m. We'll be posting the recordings and then the live events 7 p.m. every Sunday. On YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. So thank you for joining us. Today we'll be looking into a very, very important topic that we started last week under Faith and Finance with Oyeleke Ajiboye. We started the topic with aligning your heart. And under that aligning your heart as a topic, I created a subtopic which is why is your heart important than the hustle? I gave a couple of examples last week and then we talked about a couple of things. I got a lot of feedbacks through emails. I've written some of them down, questions and all that. And I also gave an assignment. I asked us to go and do a postmortem of our last couple of years, do a design your life graph on the x-axis, the horizontal number of years, on the vertical axis, the y, you should put positive things, negative things that happened to you. Identify the people that helped you, the people that contributed, whether positive or negative, in those years and the events, because it's going to help you to move forward in a better way. So one of the key things we'll be looking at today, we're going to be discussing two of the questions that we got during the week from some of the viewers that they want us to answer. One of it is it easy to save money when what comes to you is not enough? I believe this person came up with this topic of this question because of what I asked, or because of some of the suggestions I gave last week. And the last week episode, I talked about using saving as a skill, because even when you don't save, it is very, very impossible or an Herculean task to multiply money. So I made it important how I started my own journey. When I remember I shared an experience. I started with the purchase of PS1 games, TV, BMX bicycle for rentals, and I was making money and it was growing from there. But that was not where the money started from. The money started from when I started doing homelessing. I think I was earning 16,000 per month. I could also finish spending that 16,000. That would be the end. But God helped me to be diligent to keep the money, do some other things. Money is coming from other sources. I was prudent enough to be able to start saving it and thinking about financial freedom. There is no financial freedom if you cannot start disciplining yourself to save. So I have Mrs. Damilala with me on the show today, and we'll be discussing how easy is it to save money. Is it very easy to save money for you to say you want to start a journey from being a poor person, struggling financially, to financial freedom? Can you share with us your experience when you, again, I would refer to previous years. I don't want to talk about where you are now. We will start from maybe when you were a youth or a teenager. How was your finances like? So you don't want to start from where we are now. People will think, oh, you have money, that is why, or something like that. So tell us your experience. How were you financially free when you were on campus? What happened to you? Were you getting all the money from parents? How did you start your first business?
That's a long one. Okay, so I would answer from one to another. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Is it possible? It is very possible. Because one of the things about saving is that it must be intentional. It must be planned for, and then you must be ready for it. So it's not easy to save. Most of the time when you say, oh, I want to start saving like this, you discover that one, two things will distract you from that goal. So But the more you are consistent, and that's why I don't like to say, oh, every month I want to be. The more you are consistent, little drops makes the ocean, like we said. So saving is being consistent. That every money that comes into your hand, you do not spend it. You must have like a seed, like in church they tell us about seeds, planting, harvesting. So every money that comes to your hand, you will have that seed that you plant from it.
Let me come in then. So, you are talking about somebody that is already having money.
No.
Someone that's already earning something that he now wants to encourage on how to save. So the question this person is saying is, when your money is not even enough, how do you want to save? Okay. So let me rephrase it to you. Where I want you to speak to is, for instance, when you were on campus, the money that you were earning or you were being given as pocket money, was it enough?
No.
And so, how did you start diadem clothing?
Like I said, that saving is not easy, but it is possible. Why? Because once you want to save, there must be that mindset that I want to save. So I remember when I was in school, I used to have 2,000 naira for a whole week, and I live in Bagada Shului, if you know where it is, so Unilag. And by the time I would take transport, everything, that money won't be enough. And I remember that a lot of time, there's this push of looking haggard, not being able to. Sometimes that money does not take me to I have to be walking and be trekking. And that was pushing me to wanting something that's tangible. So I remember I started selling. I had the money of 2,000. Sometimes and after I had very few money, it's not a big money. I went to Bariga to buy some slippers. After buying the slippers, I said, someone said, I like it. I look at it. I had a little money. Said, oh, buy it. He bought it. I went again. But one of the things that I was defining that moment for me was when one of my very good friends, who was my head boy in secondary school, looked at me and said, oh, why are you living this? And gave me tangible jeans to go and sell. If people know me, they know that.
So he gave you some numbers of jeans to go and sell.
Yes. And that was when I talk about relationship. That relationship is one of the key to, is a currency. It's not even just key, it's a currency in having issue. I also remember one of the time when I was in business that my money got lost in Lagos. You know where Lagos is? That Idumota, that on top bridge. I was going, I saw the money.
Were you there in Unilag?
I think I was in year two.
Okay.
And I just started the business. Maybe that was like the third time I was going to Lagos. And I saw the money in the bus and I had it in my purse, and I got down from the bridge. When I got down the bridge and I moved small, I started looking for the purse. I was shedding tears, I was crying. And and it's not an Agbero guy. He walked up to me, he asked me, what's the problem? I said, I don't know where my money is. That I was crying. I said, okay, calm down. What happened? Where last? How much? To be honest, because I could not even connect. I don't know the money. I said, that's okay. Can you tell me where last did you see this money? And I said, when I was coming down from the bus, the man gave me change and I saw it. He said, so when you came down where? He now asked me where. I said, on top of the bridge. And he said, okay, calm down. And he told me to calm down. And he called them. He said, he described my clothes, told them that this person just lost a bag. Make sure nothing is missing. And that's the power in God sending you angels. He said, make sure. Don't forget, I don't even know the exact amount. He now want them, make sure nothing is missing out of that money.
So God send that man.
And that God as an angel. I didn't even know him from anywhere, even recognize him. Do you know that's how sometimes I say Lagos is powerful? They brought that money in less than 1 hour. He insisted that they must bring that money complete. And with the change I collected with the pieces. And I was like, wow. After that day, it has made me to respect people. It's not because of I just like sometimes it's good to have angels on your side. And
so when you lost that money and then you found the money back, did that play any role in you wanting to stop selling those slippers or those jeans, or were you motivated?
No, it did stop me.
Any setback? It
did stop me. He only taught me because I remember when that guy was trying to give me that money back, he gave me some life lessons. He said, you know that? He said, Akawe, he called me Akawe or Omolewe. He said, next time when you are coming to this type of market, you wear nika on that, put that money inside. Nobody can hold that money. And for a long time, if I'm going to Lagos for some people who knows me, I like to wear that short knicker because it was a trademark. So when I have the short knicker, the money is close to my skin. And if anything wants to remove me from there, I will know. And then, so that was one of the lessons I learned.
Okay, so that's good. So in summary, in response to this person, what you are emphasizing now is that in savings, one of the things that helped you was the fact that you were able to start multiplying the money
immediately.
So the lesson here was that you had some money, you bought the slippers. After buying the slippers, somebody saw the slippers, you sold as a profit. Then you bought again, another person sold. Then somebody saw you and said, okay, I can give you jeans to be selling. And then you collected that jeans, that was a currency. From that jeans, you started using it to sell to other people. You now had your own money that you can now put into Lagos Island to start buying. And from there, the rest was story. All right, thank you. See, I have an experience of some young guys I was talking to a couple of years ago. They were working in a pure water factory and they do only 3 hours of work every day. And if this guy is earning 2,000 naira per day, would you encourage that person to still be saving? What would be your advice to that person?
I'll still encourage the person to save because you must start small. Like I said, how I said that is a long story. I don't think this episode can take it. And I don't want us to be distracted. But what I'm saying, I still maintain that I'm talking about saving. I'm not talking about having money. Back to when I was in Unilag, even when the money was not there was still something called saving. Every money that comes into me, I must save. So we're not talking about like you have 10,000. I'm talking about having a 1,000. They won't give me a 1,000 naira, and then at the end of the week, I'm saying I've spent the 1,000. Then even if I have 100,000, I cannot save. So I am talking from the little money as having 2,000 a week in Unilag to saving part of it.
Okay, so
it will go. Sorry, sir. It will go into feeding because someone that is earning 2,000 naira, there must be something that you will be eating. You can't ask someone that is earning 2,000 naira a day to start having rice and chicken and
okay. So this is a point I want us to establish. I gave a scenario of somebody that is working 3 hours in a pure water factory every day and is earning 2,000. What does he do with 21 hours? That's what I'm going to. Because this person asked a question that, what if what is coming in is not enough for you to save? Then you have to do more work.
Of course.
So the person that is doing 3 hours work and is earning 2,000 naira, he cannot be able to save if he doesn't put in more work. So my idea, my answer to this person will first of all start from the area that, number one, what are you doing? The person should ask himself, what am I doing? Am I working enough? Am I putting enough work to be able to save? If the person is not putting enough work, then it becomes almost impossible to save because you are doing 3 hours work. Maybe you are doing a night guard, a night shift. What happens during the day? Your ability to work more will give you more opportunity to earn more money.
Yes.
When you are now earning more money, maybe not as enough as you want, you can now start planning on saving. So my question to you is, at what point should you start thinking of multiplying your savings? Because even if you say that somebody is earning 2,000 and is not eating, going lean and saving 1,000 in 1 month is 30,000 naira. Is that still going to be able to pay that person's house rent? There's a place for smart work, working smart, looking around for what you can do, providing services that people, using opportunities, so that the more work you do, the more money comes to you. Then at that point, it starts looking at, okay, I've been able to save 50,000, 20,000, I can multiply it. So in your own view, to speak to women now, ladies, as a lady, as a young girl, how can I begin to multiply my money after I save? How can I develop that habit of saving? Let's go into multiplying money now. How can I save as a young girl?
Okay, for me,
or a young woman,
as a young girl, to save, it has to do with your standard of living, because saving and standard of living are two parallel. They are almost together. So as a young girl, you must cut down on your lifestyle to be able to save. There are some people that they are earning 100k in a month, they want to be buying clothes of 50k. You can't save that way. You want to buy shoes, you want to look good. Yes,
that popular What's
Go
that?
straight.
Go straight.
You want to buy those things, you can't save with those things. You must cut cost and cut on your expenses. A lot of time you can easily, some people they can work, but because they want to do bigger, they're taking Uber, they're taking taxi to a short distance. Those are ways to cut down on your cost and also save. Now you are not saying, oh, some people, this is another wrong thing people do. After cutting down this, they say, I want to enjoy my money, and they start buying unnecessary things, taking things, and those things, and you are not using immediate gratification on yourself. You have to save, and while we save, we should also have a plan B. Like he said, if you save 1,000 naira and you have 30,000 naira, what do you want to do? And another thing that comes to mind for me when I was saving was the fact that after saving, what comes to mind is another currency we do not really use a lot of time, which is relationship. Relationship is a currency that when you use, so say for example you save 30,000 naira, I want to start something somewhere, and I know that this money cannot buy it. What else is a relationship? I build a relationship with someone and say, oh, can I put down this payment for this so that it can grow? If you do not have that relationship with somebody, there's no way it can. So while you save, please put in mind that relationship is also another currency that must be earned and must be kept.
I think that relationship is a very, very important currency when you are going into business.
Business, yes.
Yeah, so I will speak to something. I had a conversation with a young man a couple of months ago at my church. So he's a footballer. And then I asked him, in your team, you guys only train in the morning, and so what do you do with your time? He does nothing. They just walk on the streets, they lounge around. So I challenged him to go and start learning something. He started learning electrical work. He started working with somebody. About 5-6 months ago, he came to meet me that he now wants to start saving. He has 50,000. How can he multiply 50,000? I said, you have 50,000. I shook his hand. It's very good. I'm going to give you a target. By December, go and increase your work rate. Double it to 200,000. Mm-hmm. He came to meet me in January that he has about 500,000. He works Saturday, he works Sunday, he's just doing electrical work, inverter, CCTV. He has 500. A young guy, he would have still been playing football, lounging in the camp with his mate, but he's still playing football and he's also doing electrical work. So you see there's a difference between him and that person. He's been able to save, but he has some of his mates that they still have the dream of being footballers. Mm-hmm. They are still in the football camp. All the football camp gives them is food and training. They don't earn money. He's earning money. In fact, it was from my conversation I had with him that I came up with this Korokwe last week during the last episode. Because what we were now talking about, so this 500,000, I was thinking for him, how fast can he multiply it? I asked him, do you know how to drive? He said no. Do you know how to ride Okada? He said no. So the first thing I was thinking, you need to go to driving school. Learn how to drive. Then the next thing, maybe you buy a Korokwe, or you buy a small bus, or you buy a small vehicle. I'll be happy to support that kind of person, for instance. If that kind of person has 1.5 million naira, he can even go to all these new cars, coming or something. They'll give him a brand new car with 1.5 million and be doing taxi and yes. But you know, that way now, what has taken him to that platform? Savings, discipline. So the idea is when people are asking that the money you earn is never going to be enough. And that's general for everybody. Mm-hmm. So that discipline has to be. There's a principle that I learned from Dr. James of blessed memory. When I was starting full-time business, efficacy in 2008, he told me something. He said, I should never ever eat or spend my profit. So my profit is the grandfather. Or let me rephrase it now. After my profit must give birth to another profit. Okay? The second profit generation must give birth to a third profit. So the one I'm allowed to eat is the third profit. Meaning that my first profit is the grandfather. He must give birth to a father and then give birth to another profit. So that son that is the profit in this hypothesis is the only one I'm allowed to spend. You know what that helped me to do? When I started business and I started having some money here and there, it helped me to grow more because I was plunging back all the profits into the business. So the business I started with, when I started efficacy as a real estate company, I started with zero. Like you said, relationship. I just met some people, I want to buy this land, I will help you sell it, I could develop an estate. And they said, okay, go into agreement, let's be sure you are going to pay. And we went into it. But as I was selling, I was able to give them back their money. They were getting their money. I was plunging the profit back into the business. And that was how the growth started. So as many of us that are watching today, aligning your heart has to do a lot with your purpose. What do you want to be? Do you want to just make 5,000 naira today and go to a booker, eat cow leg, eat cow teeth, take pepper soup, and blow away the money? Sometimes when I look at some of these very, very big clubs around when I'm driving, and I see, you see somebody park a very high vehicle, Lexus, you see another person park G-Wagon, another person park Mercedes, and you will see another person in that same club parking Toyota Camry 2005. What are you doing in that place? You have seen other people riding cars of 100 million, coming to a pub, a club. You too with your own car of 5 million, 10 million. What are you going to do then? To also go and spend your own money. So as much as possible, you should delay self-gratification. When you are trying to go on this journey that I just don't want to be hustling. Otherwise, you will actually be working, doing all the hustle and nothing to show for it. So, well, I believe we've been able to look into this question. I'm not sure if we've been able to answer completely what the viewer wanted as regards to the question, but I think you should go with some key points. Number one, evaluate the kind of work you do. Look out for all the free time that you have. Turn them into value. Time is money. The kind of work you do, how well is it paying? If it's not paying you enough and it's taking much of your time, are there skills you need to acquire to get a better work? Yes, because financial independence is a process, it's a journey. You can start today with a 30,000 salary. That doesn't mean you are going to be on 30,000 for the rest of your life. That 30,000, you can start earning 300,000 in 2 years, depending on the skill you develop. Identify the right skill that can help you on this journey, that can increase your capacity to earn more. When you started earning more, develop a model to ensure that you are saving a large percentage of your income towards whether multiplying in shares or in real estate or in business or any other thing. Okay, we have a second question. This second question is from someone, is Akinshola Malik. He said, how do you apply faith into trading in shares? Remember, our podcast is Faith and Finance. So this person is saying, so I know you used to buy shares before, so tell me, what would be your answer to this?
I think they work together. Faith and finance works together, because you must have faith to be able to do it. But one thing is that your faith does not allow is to be greedy. Because sometimes people are greedy, and that's why they tend to get trapped. But the Bible encourages us to multiply. If you look at some of our Bible story, you will see that they multiply in shares, in spreading forth, even Joseph in the Bible. So one thing about shares is that you must remove greed from your mind. And when you put faith into shares, it actually gives back to products. So that you can, but at the end of the day, is that you do not let your greed supersede your faith.
Okay, so I will be sharing some personal experiences.
Yes.
This question by Mr. Malik says, how do you apply faith into trading in shares? So I started buying shares first again in year 300 level. So you see, well, some of the things I learned, I was fortunate to learn, was because of the people I also had around me. The people around me influenced the kind of mindset I had, the thinking I had, and my actions. So for you now, if you're also around people that are not good, I think that's where your journey should start with. Because no matter how much you save, that money will disappear if you have the wrong people around you or how much you earn. So that in year 3, I started buying shares. One of my friends started encouraging me to buy shares there. Ope Olagbaji. So one of those days, he said he wanted to buy Ashaka Cement. Then Ashaka Cement, he was so excited, he started analyzing it. Then I've already started getting money from my own game business, my bicycle rentals. And so we put 30,000 there. I think we bought Ashaka Cement or 20 something. This is 2003. Just 2002. We bought those shares. I left it. Then later, it was this person that was so much into all this petty stuff, giving insurance, 50 kobo shares, 1 naira shares. He just buy plenty. He said we quickly grow. I didn't know so much then. I was just following him. And a key principle when it comes to shares is one of the things she has said. Most people treat shares or buying into stocks like a gamble. If you treat it like a gamble, you would actually lose money as if it's a gamble. So for me, one of the things I do is to sit down, understudy the company I want to buy into. The way I was buying when I was a student changed. When I became mature, started business, my buying model complete. No shares, no stockbroker tells me what to buy. I will sit down, I will study the company myself. Whether it is this bank, whether it is this organization, I will sit down, look at their history, look at what they do, how do they give dividend, when was the last time they go. What is it? In fact, there are tools online that will even show you their 5-year history. You know when they are always low, you know when they are always high, you know when. So I could comfortably know that this is the best time to buy these shares. This is best. And who is the owner of the company? Because the owner of the company will also determine if it's somebody that is generous, is happy to share profit to people. You know that when the company makes profit, you get money. So I sat down and I started looking at all these things. Again, is it faith that is at work here? No, diligence.
Yes, okay.
This is diligence now. I'm putting in the work to understudy this company before I start putting my money there. When I have understood this company very well, I have understood their pattern, then I can decide to say, let me buy these shares. And when I have bought the shares, I must also not be greedy. I must know when to exit. That happened to me in 2020, 2021. I made a lot of money. Not a lot of money because this is open video. I made some good money from some shares. I bought the shares like 5 naira. Within 3 months, the shares went to 8 naira. I bought maybe 1 million shares or 2 million shares. I sold. Again, that shares went up, came down back to 6 naira. I purchased again. I bought maybe 3 million shares. Then later, the shares went all the way to 15 naira. I sold. But that shares today is over 20, 30 naira. But what if it has come down? This is where the greed comes in. I have made the money I wanted to make at that time. I am okay with it. Let me enjoy my profit. Whether I want to use it to buy land or buy anything, let me be able to enjoy it. There's a testimony or an experience that one of my mentors also shared with me. She said there was a time that she bought the shares with her husband, that is Dr. Timitayo. And then the shares was not appreciating. They actually took a loan to buy the shares. You didn't hear about it when she talked about it. The shares was not going anywhere. And they took a loan to buy the shares. I think it was maybe late 2000s. And they were praying that this shares is not going anywhere. And the point came, they had to start praying that God, let these shares go. And suddenly, they had to fast. Because the money they took, they are paying interest, and the shares is just stagnant, not going anywhere. And then they started praying. And before you knew it, the shares started going up. I said, when it got to a point, they were not like, should we still leave it? They said, sell. Because at that time, they made over 50% of their money. So they sold it. But if they have prayed and they still maintain greed, they remain greedy. Actually, the shares can go from that 10 naira to 15 naira and come back to 2 naira. Who are they going to blame? So for this viewer that have asked this question, how do you apply faith into trading shares? Don't be greedy. Do your due diligence. Know the time to exit. Master the market. You see,
also I would say that it's an instrument. It's not an idol, or it's not. A share is an instrument that you use to multiply money. Know when to exit, know when to come in.
Don't stay there.
Do not
perpetuate.
Yes. Because I remember one time that we had one share. The shares was high. were about to sell that shares, and then we're just indecisive. Within 3 weeks, it went from should we sell, should we not sell to sell. Why? Because we're already going back. So, as a Christian, also put in your prayers where it's needed, and once your spirit says sell, let it go. Don't be saying I'm open, and in that way, a lot of people have lost their money because they are waiting and waiting. Do not be greedy. Use it as an instrument of multiplication. Do not use it as something that and God will help in Jesus' name.
Please. So that one she mentioned about, the Bible says it's the Lord your God that gives you power
to get wealth.
And it teaches us to profit. That shares, we bought it. Let's assume that, let me just use any figure. Let's say we bought the shares for like 1 million naira. And after just 2 years,
yes,
it's gone to like 8 times.
Yes, like 8 million.
And I was calling my stockbroker, please sell. They said it will still go up. It will still go up. Okay.
Never use them as
borrow. This is over 800%. It just sell. He said between 3 weeks, it has come down
to 6.
600% is still good. Sell. You can't afford to be greedy
at all
when it comes
to shares.
So, how do you apply faith? I think we've answered your question, Akim, Shola, Malik. So today we are going to be wrapping up the model or the episode we started last week on aligning your heart, making your heart important than your hustle. We've been able to share some experiences from the questions that were asked over the email. So you can also send your questions to oyelekeajiboye@gmail.com, where you want us to discuss, and then we'll take it up, we'll discuss it, talk about it, and then we believe that you will learn a couple of lessons from our stories, from the stories of others, and then you'll be able to apply them to make sure that at every point in time you are growing financially. Okay, so in closing out today, is it every hustle that God blesses?
Yeah.
In fact, what is hustling? What is hustling? Dictionary meaning of hustling. Let me check it on your phone. What is hustling? Check it from your Google. Hustling. Is it every hustle that God blesses? Because we go at the hustle. And sometimes people have turned this hustling into...
According to the lecture, I say, hustling is an active effort. It is when someone uses their time, skill, energy, or creativity to make money, build opportunities, support themselves, and create a better future.
It's an active effort when people use their creativity, their time,
their skills,
energy, their skill, their money
to make money,
to create a better
future and opportunity.
Yeah. So it's not every person.
It's not.
It's good, and there are some that are really good. So I think, as children of God, let me speak as children of God now. It's not everything that is not a sin that is good. Some things may not be a sin according to the definition of the Bible, but conscience-wise, you don't engage in it.
Yes.
So take for instance, you are a lady and you say you are hustling and you go and dance naked in a club. Is it written in the Bible that you should not dance naked in a club? But you know that what you are doing is sinful, it's out of it. So where we are trying to talk about hustle here, we want to stay within the confines of what is biblical, what is godly, whether you are into movies. If you are shooting pornography movie and you say you are hustling, or you are dancing naked as a man, it is not God. That's not the kind of work we are talking about here. And that's why I say we aligning your heart. Let your conscience work in a positive way, with the aligning with the will of God, with righteousness, with the Holy Spirit, and what you are doing edifies the body of Christ and gives honor to God. Whatever business, you know that even armed robbers pray when they want to go and do their robbery, but they know that it is a sin. Their conscience lets them know that it's a sin. But we want you to align your faith not into Yahoo, not into scamming, not into anything that is fraudulent. We want you to align it to godly businesses, principled lifestyle, There are many opportunities in Nigeria. I will tell us the story of a young man before we do. That will be the last story I will say today. I met this young man, you know him. By the time I start telling the story, you know. I met this just man barely 4 years ago. When I met him, he was into cleaning. He does, it's more than 4 years now. He does home cleaning. You engage him to come and clean your house, generally deep cleaning, maybe once in every 6 months. He dust all the corners. Then later I went into dry cleaning. From dry cleaning, he has grown. He's not married. I know he has maybe 2 or 3 cars, small cars. He uses his cars not for luxury. He uses them to move clothes, to transport clothes from one. And he has not bought all these small cars, low fuel. He's not so educated, but his heart is there. He's somebody that you can actually travel and leave your house clean. His hand, just clean the house. Not one wristwatch or anything will be missing. We have people like that. And when people like that continue to align their hearts with their work, we see how God blesses them. Today he has many young boys that are working with him. He's training them, he's coaching them. They are doing well in their small little way.
Yes.
And I pray that God will continue to bless people that find themselves in that level. And that is what this podcast is meant to address, so that we can align our hearts with the kind of work we do and then begin to look for ways to multiply them. Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Final words for today.
Please pray while at it. Whether to save, whether to do shares, be prayerful so that your money does not get into the wrong hand. And one of the things I was about to share before as hustling is that it's not exploiting people. Hustling is not exploiting people. A lot of people want to exploit people to say I'm hustling. No, it's not. Some people say it's not a sin, but if you don't exploit people, you just let's be on
take advantage.
You don't take advantage of people. Just let's be on a good ground, and then people would appreciate. As you also, as you know, we have Christian. As you also, please don't leave God out of it.
Yeah.
If God is in that also, trust me. Before you do little, it makes it. It brings you out where everywhere looks very dark. So please, as you pray, as you ask us for more things, and as you be getting the suggestion, the answers, do your own due diligence to search more, to pray more, to seek the face of God. And don't worry, the sky is your starting point.
The Bible says, it is the blessing of the Lord that maketh
rich and added no sorrow.
I want you to put that at the back of your hand. What shall it profit a man if he gains his whole world and loses his soul? Nothing. So please, while we go out there looking for money, growing our finances, we must never throw away our faith in God. The Bible says our God is a covenant keeping God. He will supply all your needs
according to his riches in Christ.
There's a time that I was thinking, I need a car, and God knows that if you have car now, you kill yourself. So at every stage in our life, God knows what we need. We should be patient enough, align ourselves to continue to do it. When we continue to do it, it doesn't mean that the heavens will open up. You just be seeing dollar flow falling from heaven or naira falling. No. God will be guiding you gradually as you are building spiritual muscles. He's building you financially, mentally, emotionally. And challenges will come no matter what. Like I told you last week, it's not as if I've not failed in some businesses, some ventures, been embarrassed, I've lost some good relationships, I've cried. Not intentionally. They were lessons that God is telling you didn't do this thing well. Oh, this is what I suffered. Oh, I trusted this person, I lost this money. Oh, I took this decision, I was not calculated. Oh, I didn't ask God enough. I don't want to go into that again. If there's any prayer I pray more than God, no more losses. Guide me, order my steps. I want us to make that part of our lives. As we go into this new week ahead of us, I want you to endeavor to earnestly desire to carry God's presence in your work. As you go to your office, to your place of business, carry God's presence. Ask God to guide you. Ask God to align your will to His purpose. Let God be at the center of your will. There's a prayer I used to pray when I was much more younger. I used to pray, God, compel me to be in the center of your will. Thank you. It's been a very wonderful time together today. Thank you, Mrs. Ajiboye, for joining me. I hope we'll see you again. At least I was able to catch my breath more today. I was not so much under pressure. So thank you. How much is your money?
I'll write you the check now. Check does it is not by mouth.
At least check has a limit. Check has a limit. And so it's even good is check.
I'll write multiple.
Don't worry. So you'll be joining. Please join us again next week Sunday, 7 p.m. on this channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. The essence of that is so that we can just project this thing out through YouTube as much as possible. Please, we want to be getting questions from you, things that are bothering you, where you want us to talk about, and we'll be happy to discuss them generally. God bless you. Have a wonderful time. Bye.